Hello and welcome to our first activity in this year's G Suite Learning class. This is an activity for those who are new to the class. Those of you who did this last year, you have gone through this. You don't need to watch this video again. For those of you who are just getting started, some of you have just set up your first Google account for this class. Others of you have been using a Google account maybe for years. Either way, we all know that Google collects a lot of information about us. That is how they make their money. So I want to spend a few minutes today giving you access and information about how to protect your privacy as much as possible when you are working with a Google account. So we'll quickly walk through this. I certainly won't cover everything, and I will go pretty quickly. Otherwise, this will be a very long video. All right, how did I get to this screen that I'm looking at? I clicked on my little icon in the upper right corner and clicked the big blue Google account button, and that brings me to this home screen. There are 4 tiles in the middle of the screen that take you to some of the most popular features within the account settings. We're going to get to all of those, but I'm going to do it by walking down the menu on the left-hand side so that we don't overlook anything. So let's jump right into my personal info, and that is pretty much what it says it is. My little Bitmoji for an icon, my name, my birth date, who I am. You can see there's contact information, a phone number. We'll talk about that in a moment, why they have my information. The most important thing here is about me. Choose what others can see. And even though Google is collecting information about me, other people can't see anything. Even mail and October 27th are hidden away. So no one would be able to get any information about me outside of Google, and that's exactly how I want it. Let's go to data and personalization. The key pieces on this screen, the activity controls, I have them all turned on. If you want to learn more about each of these and dig deeper into individualizing some settings, you can click the arrow on the right-hand side. But very briefly, what is this? Well, the web and app activity, that's just keeping track of all the things that I do in Google. If I Google and search for a topic with Google search, if I visit a web page, this is how it's keeping my history. It stores that so that it can suggest things to me later, or I can go back through old history and pull up a website that I visited, but I can't quite remember the name of it. So I'm happy for Google to keep track of that. Location history keeps track of where I go. And YouTube history, that's just like your browser history. It's keeping track of videos that you've watched so you can go back and watch them again later. The other key pieces that I want to show you here, one is the timeline. Why is this important? That Google is tracking everywhere you go. If I click timeline in this demo account, I'm not going to get anything. So I do want to show you the demo of my real account and why I want it to track that information for me. When I go to timeline, it will show me a map of all the places that I've been when I was carrying Google with me. Whether I had my laptop or whether I had my phone with me, it keeps track of those things. I can zoom in and narrow that down and see location by location where I've been. I can click on a day of the week and see where I traveled on that day. And here I went to Springfield. I left home in the morning. I came to River Street. I went to Springfield. I know that would have been to pick up some iPads. Went back home, and then we went camping over the weekend. If I happened to have taken a photo on that day, here I went for a walk in a park, took some photos. It matches up the photos that I took that are stored in Google Photos with my destination. It just brings it all together so nicely for me so that I can look at those photos and go, yeah, I like that park. I want to go there again. And then I can open it up in my map app. It will have a record of the places that I've been, and it can give me directions to get back to that park again. So I like Google keeping track of those things for me. On Google Dashboard, that's just Google's way of saying, hey, these are all the things you got going on in Google right now. You got 159 email conversations, you've got 23 contacts, you're subscribed to 7 calendars. Whatever it is that might be going on, it keeps a little profile for you. And then you can click on it and dig deeper if you want to learn more about it. You can even go directly to that service where you can really customize things or see what's going on there. So you always have options. Your dashboard is just a place where you can see that sort of summarized for you. Let's jump into security. Signing into Google. If you want to be really secure, you can use your phone to sign on. It means you always have to have your phone with you. If you want two-step verification, again, text messaging is involved. I have those turned off for the demo account because I don't want those there. Ways that they can verify that you are you. You absolutely want to have this set up. Have a recovery phone number. Put in your cell phone and have a recovery email. If you lose access to your account, if you need help resetting a password, Google has to be able to reach out to you and find a way to get in touch with you, to give you a code to enter, or some other way to get back into your account. The people and sharing page, not a lot happening there that we haven't already seen. Again, links to my contacts, what others can see about me, location sharing. These are things that have already shown up on other pages. So let's jump to the last page, payments and subscriptions. Google will track information without you realizing it. It's not stealing information from you, it's just tracking what you do, but you may not always notice that it's keeping track. It does try to pay attention to how you pay for things online when you put in a credit card number. If you make purchases and get confirmations in your Gmail, it will keep track of that. If you subscribe to magazines or have made reservations, it kind of keeps track of all of that. Now again, a demo account, not much is going to be happening there. Let's open my real account, see what the difference is in my payments and subscriptions. I generally don't like to store payment information in Google. I don't think of it as very secure. But Google is pretty good at noticing when I put in a credit card number. And sure enough, there's my MasterCard number. I don't really want Google to have that information, so I can remove it. Yep, take that right out of there. When I want to pay something with my MasterCard, I'll type in the number, thank you very much. I do have my Google Pay account open. It's an easy way to send money back and forth between me and the kids. So I want that there. But that's all contained within Google. It doesn't involve any credit card numbers, so that's completely fine. The rest of these, I probably don't have much there. Some recent purchases on Amazon. I got emails saying, yep, here, it's on your way. And so it keeps track of those for me. Subscriptions, not any, I bet. And certainly not any reservations because I haven't traveled anywhere recently. All right, let's do a quick summary here. I went through this really quickly, and you certainly did not have time to play along with me and do your own settings, so you'll have to do that on your own. I just wanted you to be aware of how many options you have as you work through the menu. You can control a lot of what Google knows about you. It's all there in those settings. I just tried to hit the high points so that you would know there are some key features there that will help you in using Google and will help you in terms of managing your privacy. And always here at the home screen, you have links to some of your key items. I will say, before you jump over to your correct Google account and try to do the same thing there, it won't look exactly the same because that's a corporate level account. And because CREC already turned certain features on and off regarding what Google can and can't track of its employees, some of these settings are already locked in and you don't have options about changing those. All right, we will revisit a few features here in more detail later in the year, but that's a good start just so you can manage the privacy settings in Google.